Welcome to Whispering Loudly, the award-winning Workshop Whisperer podcast, as featured by Apple, with Rachael Evans, the #1 automotive business coach in the aftermarket. Thanks to Platinum sponsor Podium and Titanium sponsor Mechanic Desk.
Whispering Loudly is a Workshop Whisperer podcast with Rachael Evans, and we really encourage you to go and rate and review us on iTunes because all the content we give you is free. Have you checked out your reviews recently, Rach?
I've seen a few of them, yeah.
Do people write like nice puns and stuff like that? Or because mechanics can be really funny, can't they? Do they joke around a lot?
Yeah, got a sense of humour.
Yeah, let me check some out. So what you need to do is you go to your little purple app on your phone or wherever you listen. You might listen on Spotify. We've got mainly Apple listeners. And then you give us 5 stars, please. We only accept 5 stars. Otherwise, the review will be rejected. And here we go. From Di Lamley. Do you know Di Lamley?
Di is one of our engine room clients.
Di's given you 5 stars,
lucky
so
Di.
we're going to give her a big cuddle. She says, I'm a mechanic's wife and just come into the business in the past 18 months, and we have been with Rachael and Dean just over 14 months. It's always a wealth of knowledge, so much information, and ways to grow your mechanical workshop and make more profit with profit first. So thank you so much for your review. I'm going to tap 5 stars on us right now. Don't tell anyone. And we're going to get into Performance Hub with Dean Evans.
Welcome to Performance Hub with Dean Evans.
So Performance Hub is going to take a little bit of a different slant. We are going to teach you about the 4 core reasons why your auto repair shop is failing to reach its full potential. Now, the episodes will be sequential, so after you listen to one, you're best to listen to all of them to get a better picture of the macrocosm of the microcosm.
Wow.
Was that too complicated? Hey, I did do a law degree. Let's get into Performance Hub with Dean Evans. Thank you so much for joining us today, Dean.
It is great to be back again. Thanks, Mel.
Thanks, Dean. So we're pretty keen to get into this topic that Mel was just mentioning because there is more than one reason why your auto repair shop might not be firing and why it will fail to reach the potential that you think it has. So let's jump straight in. Tell us about it.
Yeah, well, the #1 reason has nothing to do with your technical ability. If you're running your shop, the owner of the shop, the success or lack thereof of your auto repair shop has absolutely nothing to do with your technical capability, i.e. your ability to fix cars, do the job. It's got nothing to do with that. And as we go through these 4 core areas throughout this series of the Performance Hub, it's going to become, for some of you perhaps, painfully obvious as to where your skill gaps are, where the deficiencies are in your capacity as the workshop owner to actually produce the results that you probably got into business for in the first place.
Let's go through an overview. What are the areas that we're going to be talking about?
Yeah, absolutely. So the 4 areas are going to be 4 core reasons why your auto repair shop is failing to reach its full potential. Here's your 4 core reasons. #1, you've got a lack of skill, as I said before, not technical skill, but a lack of skill when it comes to actually running an auto repair shop like a business person. The second is a lack of strategy. Probably the only strategy that you've got is trial and error. And from running workshops, growing businesses ourselves, we can certainly advocate that trial and error is the worst possible strategy you can ever use to try and grow, run, operate a successful business. Why? Because you will just burn out. You make all the mistakes that have been made before. You try and figure things out yourself, and really you just take the long road to success when other people have already solved the problems you've got and can help you get the result you want sooner than you've done. The third core reason is a lack of support. You just simply don't have the qualified and knowledgeable professionals that complement what you do sitting around your workshop, ready to help you really fill the gaps that you don't necessarily have. And so you spend a considerable amount of wasted time trying to do things that it would just be simpler to get other people who are much more qualified to do than you are to do them. And the fourth core reason why your auto repair shop is failing to reach its full potential is what we call a lack of sunshine. And that means, really you just see dark clouds, and dark clouds bring rain. And in many cases, it becomes a bit like Groundhog Day. You just open up the doors each day, you turn the lights on, and it's the same thing over and over and over again. And in many cases, from so many of the conversations that we've had from people, across Australia, New Zealand and beyond, they've really lost sight of what they got into business for in the first place. What it's going to mean for them. What are they actually aiming for? What's the goal? What does life look like 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now? And so they get caught up too much, down in the dirt work and not enough of lifting their eyes, raising their head and looking for the sunshine. What is the end point that would tell them, hey, this is why we did everything we did.
Take a smoko and review us on your Apple Podcast app or wherever you listen.
Okay, so over these next few episodes, we're obviously going to deep dive into each one of those core areas. Then we're also going to have a little bit of a chat at the end of that around something more personal.
Yeah, 100%. So when we think about developmental pathway for anyone listening to this podcast as a professional, it probably goes something like this. You started your career as an apprentice. And if we think about, the skill set of an apprentice, it's pretty simple. You don't know what you don't know. So you've got someone more skilled, more qualified than you, teaching you what you need to know to move to the next level of your professional development. Okay. And obviously in the mechanical industry, automotive, aftermarket industry, that is moving through a 4-year apprenticeship for most of you. At the end, you'll be a qualified technician. Well, that's great. Okay. You know what you know. You probably know the areas that you don't know. You'll go and upskill yourself in those areas. Then there's perhaps a dual pathway for some of you. Once you've completed your apprenticeship, you might move into managing a team or a shop for someone else, or perhaps you go straight from completing your apprenticeship to opening up your own workshop, starting your own business and becoming the owner. But the basic developmental pathway is apprentice, technician, and owner. And of course, the skill sets that are required to make a successful transition from technician to owner are completely different to what you've just spent the last 4 years focusing on. And how many times have we heard from people we talk to say, you know what, I just never got the training. I'm just a mechanic. Mm. And, when we start to really abdicate responsibility for the performance of our workshop to other people, we begin to lose control. We're not steering the direction that we want the business to go in, and ultimately we're losing all our power to make the decisions that are going to create outcomes that we want for ourselves, for our family, for our future.
Okay, so we've got our 4 business elements, if you like, and then we've got our personal element. Let's jump in to our deep dive into the first core reason why your auto repair shop might not live up to its potential.
Well, the first core area is a lack of skill. And again, as we said at the beginning, this is not for a lack of technical skill. You're clearly very qualified to complete the jobs that you do, to work on the vehicles that you do, and to fix the problems that you are paid to fix. So this is absolutely nothing to do with your technical capability. It does, however, have everything to do with the 3 critical skills that any business owner, in this case workshop owner, is going to need to acquire and utilize to run a successful, profitable, sustainable workshop. And those skills are financial skills, number 1. Okay? Again, we hear time and time again when we have a conversation with a workshop owner about their finances, their numbers, and we'll get the response, oh no, my accountant deals with that. Mm. And the trip to the accountant is an event. It happens once a year. And I don't know about you, but if you were driving a car to a destination that you didn't really know where it was and you only ever looked at the map once a year, the chances are you are going to be so far off course that you won't even know where you are. And truth be told, that's exactly where many of the workshop owners we talk to are. They've got no idea where they are. So you need to improve your financial skills. Doesn't mean you've got to go to Harvard and get an MBA in accounting, but you do need to know where your money goes. The second critical skill here is management skill. Actually, how to manage a business. Understand marketing, understand selling, understand leadership, understand operations, understand delegation. You know, these core, fundamental management principles and philosophies that allow you to really lead your business and your team forward. And finally, the third core skill is the skill of managing people. Now, the truth is, when you understand behaviour, people are way more predictable than we think. And certainly with the guys that we work with inside the engine room, one of the areas that they absolutely love talking about and really get very, very enthusiastic about is their ability to understand more about themselves and understand more about the people who they interact with on a daily basis, be it the team that they work with or the customers that they're there to serve. So those three critical skills that are going to help you fill the gap of lack of skill is improving your financial skill set, improving your business management skill set, and improving your people management skill set. When you can focus on those three, you really remove one of those core reasons why your auto repair shop fails to hit its full potential, and that is you build your business skill set, which helps you make a successful transition from technician to owner.
Acquiring those skills and building the muscle, so to speak, for those skills doesn't have to be as daunting as what you out there may be making it in your mind at the moment. Taking a simple step like joining our free Facebook group, for instance, Your Profitable Auto Repair Shop. Now, this is not a sales pitch to get you in the group. It is literally one of the most risk-free steps you can take is to surround yourself with other auto repair shop owners who are in the same situation as you and are striving for a similar result to you. So you can become a member of Your Profitable Auto Repair Shop, and then you've got a forum to ask questions for the things you don't know. One of the bonuses of being in there is that you'll also discover some of the things that you didn't know that you don't know. And of course, we're in there as well with our mentoring. We go live in there with tips and strategies. That's a simple first step to start upskilling yourself. Of course, if you recognize, that you've got a big gaping hole on the financial understanding side, on the leadership people management side, then take an extra step, reach out to us for a chat so that we can see if we're a fit to work together. But that has been a great understanding of our first core reason why your auto repair shop may be not living up to its potential. We've got 3 more episodes for you with the other core reasons. So, Dean, we look forward to getting on to number 2 in our next episode.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Rach.
Thanks so much for joining us this week. And if you have a question you'd like answered on the Whispering Loudly podcast, please send us an email to admin@workshopwhisperer.com with the subject line Workshop Whispers, and we'll answer your question on one of our next episodes.
Thanks for listening to Whispering Loudly, the award-winning Workshop Whisperer podcast, as featured by Apple with Rachael Evans, the #1 automotive business coach in the aftermarket. Thanks to Platinum sponsor Podium and Titanium sponsor Mechanic Desk.